Hi, my name's Dave Land from Colorado Christian University, and this is Research 505. This is my final overview of my capstone outline assignment. The topic I chose to focus on is the overall decline of the sportsmanship across all sports levels. That ranges from Little League all the way up through the professional ranks. And by decline of sportsmanship, I'm referring to negative behaviors that have been portrayed by athletes, crude and vulgar language, and also criminal offenses, which over the past few years have been adding up on professional athletes. The result of this is that there are a lack of good, solid, viable role models which the younger generations can look up to and actually follow what they do to be successful. One of the underlying tones of this paper is going to be focusing on the major issue of character development. And how a lack of character development during fundamental years growing up has contributed to this problem. For a lot of these athletes, they have received preferential treatment ever since some date as far back as 5th or 6th grade, from when they started to get away with a little more than they should have. A lot of teachers will pass kids because, of their athletic abilities, and those kids are also kind of get away with more. So having all of that combined with during their developmental stages within their brain, they're beginning to think that, they can get away with that all of the time. Which once they reach adulthood, and for a lot of them into professional athletics, it turns into a major issue because they are no longer allowed to get away with any of that. Another portion of my paper, I like to throw together some solutions where some of these character development issues can be resolved. One of my main aspects is going to be teaching transformational leadership to the core people within these athletes' lives, whether it be coaches or mom and dad, aunt and uncle, grandma and grandpa. I believe transformational leadership, which is the ability to transform, to impact change and be able to direct everybody in the right direction. So part of my solution would be to require all coaching staffs from the high school level and above to take transformational leadership courses and be able to pass a transformational leadership test. This would allow them to be more in tune with their athletes' developmental stages, their behavior. They can thwart a lot of the misbehavior early on, which will result in that athlete understanding that that is wrong and will in turn not continue with those behaviors. One of the overlying biblical stances I'm taking actually is the verse 1 Peter 4:10, which states, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms." I believe this verse falls in line perfectly with my topic because all of these athletes have been blessed with a tremendous ability at their sport, and they need to be able to use that ability in the platform that they have been given through professional athletics, college athletics. Sometimes their platform can reach millions and millions of people from all across the world. So they need to keep that in mind as they move forward. So thank you. I'm looking forward to submitting the capstone assignment.